if you're brave enough to risk the ride.
This is your last chance to leave the ghost trolley.
There's a trolley of ghost tales taking the curious to one of the most haunted places in Asheville.
Hideous, hair-raising, god-forsaken backwoods you could possibly imagine.
Then imagine this.
We are pulling up slowly underneath
Legend has it,
the infamous Helen's Bridge.
a mother so grief-stricken over her daughter's death in a fire hanged herself from this bridge on Bowcatcher Mountain. But it doesn't end there.
I get uneasy every single time we do this.
Joshua Warren is a paranormal investigator and author.
The most popular story has been people encountering the mother, and she looks at them very pale and says, "Have you seen my daughter?" And it sends a little chill down their spine every single time.
While writing his book, Haunted Asheville, Warren wanted to separate tale from truth.
We don't know if the legend is actually true. We do know, however, that there was a suicide that occurred near this bridge. A workman killed himself.
Historian Vance Pollock says that much is true. He found an article in the Asheville Gazette from May 6, 1906. Pollock says the man who killed himself was an employee of Philip S. Henry, the owner of Zelandia Castle, and the man who built the bridge. But why is it called Helen's Bridge?
There's probably not too much of a stretch to assume that it's borrowed from Helen Clevenger.
In one of Asheville's most infamous murder cases, college student Helen Clevenger was shot and beaten to death in 1936. Her body was found at the Battery Park Hotel.
The investigation pointed fingers at so many different people until finally they pinned it on a young hall boy.
Many believe the man convicted of killing Clevenger didn't do the crime, so Helen's spirit is hanging around to get justice. Two tragic stories, but there's only one ghost.
Maybe, through the telling and retelling, it becomes merged into one convenient, clean little story that you can tell to the kids in 5 minutes, and then let's go up to the bridge.
And if you don't believe any story, maybe you'll believe this. A picture recently taken at the top of the bridge by a local woman. After she posted it on Facebook, it went viral.
The photo of the little girl here is definitely a creepy picture. There's no doubt about it. And when you look at it, you can see there is a clear figure there of a little girl. We don't know yet whether or not the photo is completely legitimate. We have a lot more analysis to do.
You probably want to say, Helen, come forth, don't you?
For those who don't believe in ghosts, there's still something about taking a ride into the realm of the unknown that excites the imagination.
Sometimes somebody sees something that scares them half to death. Therefore, it's one thing to come up here and expect to have fun, but there is a real little risk factor here.
And whether it's our minds playing tricks on us or a true haunting,
Helen, come forth! Helen, come forth!
a word of warning from Warren and Pollock.
When you come here, regardless of what your motivation is, you better be very respectful, because if you're not, something bad could happen to you.
It's one of the most famous stories in the mountains, a young lady from the Roaring 20s who met an untimely death. This Halloween, News 13's Samir Nefsi brings us the hauntings of the Pink Lady at the Omni Grove Park Inn.
The Grove Park Inn has so much history to it, especially back in the 1920s, the Roaring 20s,
The mountain getaway theme quickly capturing the attention of the so-called elite.
This was the stomping ground for F. Scott Fitzgerald. The scene and the wealth, was really intense because this is during the era of the Vanderbilt monopoly.
The sprawling halls and architecture frozen in time, while the cozy atmosphere draws in thousands each year. But for one guest, it's a location where life and death blurred.
I think the Pink Lady story is something that most of our associates become pretty familiar with just as soon as they start here.
Her presence dates back to the days of Prohibition, when the prospects of wealth showered into the hotel.
There was this young woman, likely in her 20s, that was staying at the Grove Park Inn at the time. And she was not a registered guest of the hotel, so she was rather a guest of a guest.
With the image of the upper class lodged on the mountainscape, Tad McDivitt with Haunted Asheville believes that captured the attention of a young woman from Edneyville, just south of Asheville, after winning the town's beauty pageant.
Sure enough, back in the 1920s, there was a beauty pageant in the area. Their winner was crowned the Pink Lady. And I think that's maybe why everyone remembers her title, her nickname, what she went by on the debutante scene around the hotel at the time.
The location bringing to life a world she was unfamiliar with.
She likely didn't come from a whole lot of money, but she would have been able to take that beauty pageant win, insert herself into the debutante scene here at the hotel, hoping for a shot of landing a much more comfortable husband and quite possibly raising a family.
Taking her beauty pageant win and creating the facade of a young woman from wealth, just waiting to meet the man of her dreams to start a family. Her aspirations would meet an untimely fate.
One night, she fell off of the balcony of the 5th floor. She fell 2 stories down and ultimately met her demise right here on the Palm Court floor.
We are thoroughly unsure if she in despair leapt or if she simply slipped.
The young dreamer's death sealing her residency while marking the beginning of the Pink Lady's origin.
Many guests here at the hotel have both talked about having experiences and telling the story of the Pink Lady of the Grove Park Inn.
Some have described it as this slight pink glow or this really dense smoke that's like this pinkish pastel, and it just flows through the air.
Her spirit now desperately looms the halls in search of a lover.
Young men, particularly if they're wearing the trappings of wealth, will be woken up in the middle of the night with someone playing with their hair and tickling her feet.
Children staying at the hotel have reported ghostly experiences. A popular story among staff is a chilling report from a mother and a child who checked in for a few days.
The second night that they were with us, they both woke up and they felt this really bitter cold draft, but the windows of the room were closed, and so they just felt this bitter cold draft. And when they looked into the bathroom, they saw this like slight pink glow coming from the bathroom. It does send a little chill up your spine, and again, it's just one of those that we just can't ignore.
A tribute to the hopeless lover, now part of the hotel's lore.
In this story, obviously something that the community knows about and they discuss a lot, and you guys actually have the Pink Lady dress on full display.
We do, and we really have it here as a gentle nod to her presence because it's one that's been felt by guests and associates alike for many years.
It certainly endures in the minds and the memory. You know, it's almost like she won't let the community forget.
Next time you're staying at the Omni Grove Park Inn, rest assured the slight chill you feel to the glimpse of pink or the shadow in the corner of your eye might just be the Pink Lady.
Just be sweet to her. I think she deserves it.
This building has a tremendous history, and majority of the spirits are here because they are attached to the building. Some of the guests, in the middle of the night, they hear that somebody's behind the door and it's calling somebody's name, or they hear footsteps in the hallways. We do have a tradition here that we turn the lights off in the hallways at 10 o'clock. Everybody basically is in bed by 10. So 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, it's very rare that somebody would walk the hallways. They report all kind of different things, or the doorknobs are moving in the doors that somebody's trying to open the door. One lady said, I woke up in the middle of the night and there was light in my room. I am very happy, and we are one large family. They don't scare me. I'm absolutely amazed by the fact that this exists.
Over the years, on numerous occasions, I would be down here at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning by myself. And then all of a sudden, this is what I would hear.
Well, I was down here about 3:30 in the morning with another investigator.
Talk about jumping out of your skin.
And we're the only two standing there right outside the door where Joshua said he heard the knocking. And all of a sudden, the room filled up with people.
For over 100 years, there has been a legend of a secret haunted tunnel connected to the Asheville Masonic Temple. This is exactly where you saw the ghost?
It came through this archway.
The board here has given us permission to use technology to search for possible tunnels connected to this building. As you can see, this is an actual FLIR thermal image. We don't know if something could be above us or around us. We are going to look for any type of an anomaly that might be associated with a difference in air temperature below or through the walls. And we're going to see once and for all if there really may be a tunnel here. There is a temperature difference apparently, given that pulsation.
I'm feeling this cold air swirling around my feet and all around.
And certainly it will be haunted because this whole building is haunted.
60, 68 there.
We basically compiled our research and thought the best place for a tunnel to have an opening would probably be right here.
We do believe this suspicious looking spot on the floor may indeed be the entrance to a tunnel. We know this building was an emergency ward during the Spanish influenza. We also have heard lots of stories about the tunnel system being used to transport diseased bodies.
If it's something as simple as tunnels under the lodge, it's still history. It's still things that's interesting and keeps the mind alive.
Things that we found, I mean, they're tasty little tidbits of what we're going to find.
We just have to see what the board thinks about our results. If we do actually open a bona fide new tunnel entrance, the next thing we'll do is get out our equipment and go explore.